The Pittsburgh Steelers still control their own destiny in the AFC North. The Steelers can still win the AFC North despite losing two tough games to the Philadelphia Eagles and the Baltimore Ravens. But it's going to be a tall task for the Steelers. These last two games are meaningful to both teams. You know, if you look at the Steelers and the Ravens, the race for the North and things, the Ravens have an easier path with their last two games. Their last two opponents maybe not don't have as much to play for as the Steelers opponents, man. You look at the Steelers, they got the Chiefs. They're still trying to hold off Buffalo for that #1 spot. They're trying to bring everybody to Arrowhead, have it go through Arrowhead like it's been going for some years now. You know, so that game is going to be meaningful for the Chiefs and Cincinnati Bengals. The game after that, they're still in it. You know, they're still on life support. They're still in the hunt. There's still hopes. So they're going to go into that game, that last game, you know, wanting to win that and trying to get some help, you know, so they can make the postseason as well. So if you look at it, man, these is going to be two tough games for the Steelers to win the division. Got to win both to get the division, you know, unless Baltimore slip up. You know, they have the Houston Texans. Now, the Houston Texans wrapped up the division already, you know, so you can say maybe they don't have nothing to play for. They already have a home playoff game ready to go. You know, so maybe they want to get some guys ready to go and be full strength in the playoffs. You really can't move up too much and things like that. And then they have the Cleveland Browns, who, you know, are basically in a rebuild. If you look at it, Myles Garrett said he don't want to be part of a rebuild because he can see how things is going. They bench Jameis Winston. You got DTR in there now, still trying to figure out, you know, that quarterback whole situation. So that game for the Ravens is probably going to be like, you know, keeping guys fresh and things like that. So it's going to be a tall task, you know, for the Steelers, man. And if you look at it, the Steelers, I believe they're up to the task. They're getting some guys back, man. Those two games you play Philadelphia Eagles, Saquon Barkley, man, top dog runner, and then you play Henry back to back, man, 1-2. You know, those are two of the top rushers in the NFL, man. And the Steelers didn't have one of the best tacklers, Deshaun Elliott. You know, so when you're facing a rushing attack like the Eagles and the Ravens without one of your top rushers, Deshaun Elliott, man, it's going to be a tall task to stop those guys, as you've seen. Well, Barkley really didn't do nothing because the Eagles switched up a little bit. You know, the focus was on Saquon, and then they let Jalen Hurts let it loose with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. So the Steelers was up to the task, you know, but the tackling, you know, there's still some missed tackles, and that's what Deshaun Elliott do, man. He's a tackler. Larry Ogunjobi was out, defensive line. You know, he's a big piece, man. So anytime you lose guys like that, and you're playing physical teams like the Philadelphia Eagles and the Baltimore Ravens, their presence will be, you know, missed out there. You know, it's next man up and things, man. But Deshaun Elliott was a good pickup this year in the off season, and he's been putting in work, and you can definitely see you know, where his presence was missed at, man, with the missed tackling, because that's what he does. He's a short tackler. You know, George Pickens not being out there, not being able to really stretch the field. I know Calvin Austin in the last game made some plays down the field, you know, good catches on the side, toe tap and bring it in. He's trying to step up and do what he can do. You know, Van with a catch, Mike Will a couple, but you need George Pickens. You know, so the Steelers on both sides of the ball was a little compromised, you know, playing some physical teams like the Ravens and the Eagles. So now, you know, it looks like the Steelers may get a few of those guys back. It looks like George Pickens, you know, limited in practice and things, and Deshaun Elliott limited and things. So maybe those guys can make a return for these last two games, because these last two games are important for the Steelers to win a division. You got to win them both, or like I said, or the Ravens either lose one If you split, you lose to the Chiefs, beat the Bengals, or beat the Chiefs, lose to the Bengals. You need the Ravens to do the same with their last two, and you can tie and have the tiebreaker with the conference records and all that good stuff. Over the strength of schedule and things like that, over the Ravens. So it's going to be tough, but like I said, I believe the Steelers know, what's in front of them. Everything is still in front of them. The division is still in front of them. And if you look at it, worst case scenario, you don't win a division, man. You go down to Houston. That'll probably be your first stop on the road. And the Steelers did damage in the past on the road, but you always want to have that home playoff game. The first one, you go up in there, you get your crowd, your people, you get the towels going, the chants, and all that good stuff. You want to bring that to your home venue. But the Steelers are in the playoffs. That's the good thing. Steelers wrapping up a playoff spot, a few weeks ago, not having to worry about, hey, we need this team to lose. We got, and hope for this team to win. None of that, no in the hunt and things like that. You're in the playoffs, you're in the dance. You got a seat. You don't know where you're sitting at exactly, but you're going to be at the table. So Steelers, like I said, man, I know they're going to be fired up after 2 losses. Mike Tomlin, coach, said a lot about the tackling. Cam Hayward, Patrick Queen, guys are owning it. They're stepping up and taking ownership of it and saying, and that's one thing Cam said, hey man, we got to own it. We got to own it and embrace it. And that's the only way we're going to overcome it. Patrick Queen, the same thing. Guys got to be hitting and clicking and being where they need to be. Doing their assignments. Worry about doing your assignment, and if you focus on everybody doing their assignment, man, and we can all click as one. And I believe the Steelers will get it together. I believe they'll get it together and they'll be ready. It's a short week, just playing on Saturday, and then you got to turn around and on Christmas Day on Wednesday. So not that much preparation, not much time for guys who were injured to come back, but like I said, it's good to hear George Pickens and a few other guys limited, so that gives you hopes they're getting some work in and they're trying to make it back to the team, because they know how important these last 2 games are. So thanks for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to get all the new videos. And until next time, I'm out.